What's up, Giants fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I want to talk about the Giants' third-round pick in day 2 of the NFL draft. Of course, we did not have a second-round pick. The Giants traded picks 34, 99, and a third-round pick next year to move up back in the first round Thursday night for Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart. In the third round, the Giants draft a significant position of need in defensive tackle Darius Alexander out of Toledo at 65th overall. Now, let's talk about this prospect just a little bit. He was in for a top 30 visit, freakish athlete, a senior, 6'4", 305. He's got a massive frame. 24 years old, so a bit of an older rookie from Fort Wayne, Indiana, not too far off from where Joe Shane grew up. His arm size is pretty solid at 34 inches for a DT, 7.6 three-cone drill, and 28 bench press reps. Now, playing in the MAC is probably what got him down to this third round. Started 12 games this past year, had 37 pressures at the defensive tackle position. He could play that 3 technique. He could also play off the edge. And this is a guy who had 7.5 TFLs, 3.5 sacks, 4 pass breakups, and had a pick 6 in the bowl game against Pittsburgh. So I think he'll be a pretty interesting part of this defensive line rotation early on in his career. In 2023 for the Rockets, he had 11 starts, 5.5 TFLs, 4 sacks then as well. And then in 22, he had 7 TFLs, 1.5 sacks, and 1 start. That was 22. Yep. 21, played a little bit. 2020, played in the short COVID season. In 2019, he redshirted. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, he was in college for 6 years. That's a long time. But despite being a late bloomer, I think he's got good size, length, and physicality. Those are his top 3 traits. As I mentioned, he destroys blocks well, needs to do a better job of balancing his force to become more controlled in his attack. His pad level is a bit inconsistent at times. He does make up for it with his heavy hands, but and the rise of Darius Alexander, and the reason why it's so important to attend things like the Senior Bowl, do really well at the scouting combine, top 30 visits, teams will notice you, right? I mean, we saw that with Gray Zabel on night 1 out of North Dakota State going at pick 18 to Seattle. Darius Alexander, a third-round pick, rising 3 technique. Did a lot of work on him, the Giants. I think he can work well with Andre Patterson and Brian Cox. They could do wonders with this guy, and I think he could also take some snaps off the edge if necessary. I think he's more of a defensive tackle that's going to be, in the stance next to Dexter Lawrence. But you look at this DT room now, ladies and gentlemen, Dexter Lawrence, Chauncey Golston, who they signed via free agency, Nacho still around, Roy Robertson Harris and Jeremiah Ledbetter, who they signed, Elijah Jackson, DJ Davidson, and Jordan Riley. That is awesome for depth. I think those last 2 or 3 guys get cut, and Davidson, Riley, maybe even Chapman as well. I know he's a rare physical specimen, but the Giants want to get good at this position. You don't want just a bunch of average players in the room. In the back half of that list that I just said, ladies and gentlemen, it's a bunch of average players in the back half of the room. So by the time the season comes, you could only see probably 5 of these guys make the initial 53-man roster. And with Darius Alexander, the Giants are investing in their trenches once again, and I'm really looking forward to see how this front 7 pairs this year with Dexter Lawrence, Darius Alexander, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and Chauncey Golston, Nacho, you name it, the Giants' defense is back. Folks, if you like what you watch, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, drop a comment below, and make sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms at Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. We appreciate all your support, and without further ado, let's go Big Blue.